Okay, so new interview here with PFL CEO Donn Davis, and this perhaps speaks to the new direction MMA is going in. UFC owner Ari Emanuel and the owner of the biggest competitor to MMA now, PFL. This interview is with Mike Heck. Shout out to Mike Heck. Let's play the video.
What is Donn's favorite all-time MMA fight? So Donn, you have a night out, you go home, and you're just like, man, I want to watch a fight. What's the first fight you're going to find?
Okay, all-time favorite MMA fight. I'm sure you could think maybe Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker. That was a war. Glover versus Yuri Prohaska. Tony Ferguson versus Anthony Pettis. Or you like the classics. Robbie Lawler versus Rory McDonald. Shogun versus Little Nog. Wanderlei Silva's entire career. As MMA fans, we'd be quickly firing 5 fights at least. So here, Donn Davis, PFL CEO's answer.
So, people who are doctors don't watch medical shows. People who are lawyers don't watch legal shows on TV. I'm aware of everything that's going on because it's important for business. But I don't want to watch other people's MMA shows for enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of MMA, right? So I don't sit there and say, let's kick up and watch me a good KSW. It's just not, would never cross my head, right? So to me, I'm aware of everything that's going on from a business standpoint, but I would never sit there and say, that's my relaxation away from work.
Okay, he seems to answer about how he doesn't watch other people's MMA shows, which isn't the question. It would be very strange if he can't pick up just one name of a good MMA fight. Mike Heck picks up on this and tries to rephrase the question clearly. Say it now, just name your favourite MMA fight.
What's the best fight you've ever watched? Even in the building, what's the best fight you've seen?
Well, it's interesting. I'm going to answer it differently. It's boxing for me. I grew up, I'm a little bit older, so I grew up boxing. And, and so to me, I was very much shaped by Hagler Hearns.
Mike Heck's face here. He went into boxing, not just boxing, but a fight from the 70s in Hagler Hearns. I don't think we can say, oh, he just doesn't want to promote the UFC. He mentions UFC every interview. He genuinely doesn't know MMA. He could have even said, my personal favourite is Francis Ngannou last weekend versus Renan Ferreira. He couldn't even BS his way out of it. If you have watched the PFL also, it's kind of obvious. It's more like a weird mix of NFL with the smart cage, showing the speed of punches and other random stuff, than the acquisition of Bellator. Instead of just taking the fighters into a merger, they ran them as 2 separate companies, 2 promotions burning money. It's bizarre when you look at it. The tournament format, which causes a lot of fighters to lose. I mean, try find a PFL heavyweight for Francis Ngannou to fight. They're all on losses except Oleg Popov, which, come on. Anyway, shout out to Mike Heck. His Instagram is on the video. This doesn't brood well in a time where we're all desperate for a UFC competitor in an age of filler cards and only stacked with cards for the Saudis. Boxing has better cards now with Turkey Al Sheikh. We used to be light years ahead of boxing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.